No. There's a bit of... where's that coming from? Do you know?
It's probably coming from the timer,
There's messages coming in.
possibly. But I don't think it's going to change anything. Shouldn't change anything.
Yeah, hopefully not, I guess. Yeah, you're right. It's just annoying me, but it's probably not getting picked up, so that's okay. Okay,
Hopefully
so...
it'll stop.
Yeah, you're getting blowed up.
This is Libby Road and the Sound Epistemology Podcast. On this episode of the podcast, Rupert and I are back to explore number 17 of the Street Epistemology Survey, the survey that examines our relationship with truth. We discuss the burden of proof, when it's time to believe something, falsifiability, fairies, and basketball dunking moms. We hope you enjoy this episode and find value in this discussion.
Someone is justified in their beliefs until they are proven wrong.
Yeah, number 17.
17.
Someone is justified in their beliefs until they are proven wrong. You're neutral.
Mm-hmm.
I strongly disagree.
You strongly disagree that someone is justified in their beliefs until they are proven wrong. So I think it begs to break this question down, because there's an implication there that it's okay until, if then, and that might be why I'm at the neutral with it and you're at the strongly disagree.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to me about that.
I think this is it's touching on the idea of burden of proof. If I claim something and claim that it's true, it's up to me to provide the support for that claim. I'm not justified in believing it until you show that I'm mistaken. So I'm not justified in believing that fairies are real until you prove me wrong that fairies are not real. Like, I have to, the burden of proof is on me to demonstrate that fairies are real. It's not up to you to prove that fairies are not real in order for me to be justified. Or let me try to reword that. If I claim that fairies are real, it's up to me to demonstrate that fairies are real. It's not up to you to demonstrate that they're not real.
Okay.
So I'm not justified in believing fairies are real until somebody proves me wrong. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay. So let me try to reword this.
Yeah, bring that succinct more if you would.
Yeah. If I claim that fairies are real, it's up to me to demonstrate that fairies are real. It's not up to you to demonstrate that fairies are not real.
And how does that relate to the question?
So the statement says someone is justified in their beliefs until they are proven wrong. So in this case, this is saying that I'm justified in believing fairies are real until I'm proven wrong.
Okay, I think now I'm seeing where your statement's coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not up to you
right.
to prove me wrong about fairies being real.
I see. You strongly disagree that I need to prove you wrong.
Right. It's up to me to demonstrate that fairies are real if I'm claiming that fairies are real.
Right. Okay.
I think that's what this is hinting at.
Yeah.
At that poor reasoning.
Okay.
Shifting the burden of proof. And I don't like to use the word proof. That's the name of the logical fallacy, shifting the burden of proof.
Mm-hmm.
But proof is kind of a loaded word that I don't like to use.
Mm-hmm.
I would, if I had the power to change the name of the fallacy, I would say shifting the burden of evidence.
Okay.
So I feel like if I'm claiming that fairies are real, I need to provide evidence that fairies are real before I'm justified in believing that fairies are real. I'm not justified in believing fairies are real until you prove or you provide evidence that fairies are not real. Because, I don't know, you might have some evidence that fairies are not real. I'd be interested to see it.
And how does that change? How does me having evidence that fairies are not real change the justification of your belief that they are?
I'll answer you with yet another question. Can you demonstrate that fairies are not real?
Can I? If I could, how would that impact? How would that impact
If you could,
the result?
if you could demonstrate that fairies are not real, then that would change this, I think, because I think that the claim fairies are real is an unfalsifiable claim. And so if you're able to falsify it, that would change for me. Like that would change my confidence that the claim fairies are real is unfalsifiable.
It would change your claim, but how would it change your justification? How would it change you being justified in your belief?
I think it's a separate thing. I think it would change the likelihood that, yeah, I have to think about it, because you're saying if you could provide evidence that fairies are not real, how would that change my confidence that I strongly agree with someone is justified in their beliefs until they are proven wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if it would.
Strongly disagree.
Yeah, I would. I don't know how it would affect this, but it would affect my claim that fairies are real is an unfalsifiable claim.
But this is asking if you're justified in that belief. Someone is justified in their belief until they're proven wrong.
Yeah.
If they're proven wrong, how does that have with the relationship of whether they're justified or not? I mean, they had the belief, they assumed they were justified, and then you came along and proved them wrong.
But I think that's the thing. It's not up to you to prove me wrong that fairies aren't real.
Mm-hmm.
Can we use that example? Like, if you could prove me wrong, if I'm claiming that fairies are real, and there's somehow a way for you to prove to me that fairies are not real, which I don't think you can, that would cause me to think that claim is not falsifiable?
Me having evidence that they're not real? We're getting lost in this.
Yeah. If you could show me that it's that it's a falsifiable claim, then that I would lower my confidence in my claim that it's a unfalsifiable claim. But I think we're talking about two different things. So if we go back to the actual statement, I strongly disagree that someone is justified in their beliefs until they are proven wrong, because it's not up to you to prove me wrong about my claim. It's up to me to demonstrate why my claim is true.
Yeah, and I think that's the language that I ran up against in answering this, until they are proven wrong. It's it's a bit of a strange poser that's been issued here. And so I can see, again, with this neutral scale being, I could agree, I could disagree, just a little wind, a breeze that would maybe barely blow one of the little white puffy things off of a dandelion, but not quite towards each way. I think it could.
Well, let me ask this. Do you think I'm justified in believing that fairies are real?
I think there's circumstances where you might be. That's what I think.
There are circumstances in which I might be justified in believing that fairies are real?
Yes. Well, until you're proven wrong. That's the part I don't know if, someone's justified in their belief, but that stops when they're wrong. That's the part that I think I'm having no trouble with.
Yeah, until.
Yeah.
So the question is, am I justified in believing that fairies are real until I'm proven wrong?
Are you justified in believing in fairies until you're proven wrong?
Right. I'm saying that I'm not. Just because somebody can't prove me wrong doesn't mean what I'm claiming is true.
Yeah, and that's the thing I'm saying. Proving you wrong doesn't make you justified or not. So that's the part I think where I'm coming in at neutral, because I don't know that I think you're justified in believing fairies are real, if I'm honest. Whether you're proven wrong or not is, I think that throws me even further into the not being able to go agree or disagree.
Maybe this will help. Let's say that can you think of a claim that you hold true that I would never be able to prove you wrong?
My eyes are blue.
Okay. So is it up to me to prove to you that your eyes are not blue for you to be justified in believing that your eyes are blue?
Is it up to you?
Is it up to me to prove you wrong?
To prove me wrong? That I'm justified in thinking my eyes are blue? Yeah, I'm not following.
Okay. Your claim is my eyes are blue.
There's a lot of double negatives happening, and so my brain is
that's the
up.
nature of falsifiability. Proving that it's not true.
Right.
Right.
wrong.
Maybe I can help with this. So let's say you believe that you can fly across the Grand Canyon unaided. Let's hypothetically
Without a machine, you mean?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Just like Superman.
Okay. I believe that. Okay.
Let's say that you claim that to be true. Is it up to me to demonstrate that you can't do that? Or are you justified in believing that you can fly across the Grand Canyon until I can prove that you can't?
Yeah.
Or is the burden on you to demonstrate that you can do that in order to be justified?
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's I'm pretty sure this is...
Yeah, I don't think I understood the question, that's
Yeah.
for sure. And I think what I'm understanding the question to be is... Yeah, I don't think I'm understanding the question still, but... maybe it's a question about where is the burden of proof.
Mm-hmm.
To me, there's a combative element to the question, and I think that's why it repels me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like going in the direction of people being proven wrong and proven right and what have you, and so I think that might be why it's...
Yeah, I don't like the word proven or proof either. But I think the idea is still there, and I think it's important to understand this, that if I make a claim, it's up to me to demonstrate that the claim is true. It's not up to you to demonstrate that the claim is false.
Yeah, and if that's what the question was, I think I'd be in an agree or a firmly agree.
Yeah.
Someone is justified in their beliefs until they're proven wrong is where it's and I think that's kind of what you're saying is it's not anyone's place to have to prove you wrong.
Right.
And
It's up to me to demonstrate that my claim is true. If
to be justified in it, you mean?
Yeah. Am I justified in saying that I own a Lamborghini until somebody proves that I don't own a Lamborghini? Or do I need to demonstrate that I own a Lamborghini before I'm justified in claiming that I do? Is it up to you to prove to me that I don't own a Lamborghini in order for me to not be justified in claiming that I do? Or am I justified in believing that I own a Lamborghini until you prove that I don't?
Yeah, and I think I need a clearer definition of justified.
Yeah.
And us to understand what we mean by justified. If I go under the assumption that justified means verifiably correct in saying so, then again the question stops at someone is justified in their beliefs until they're proven wrong or not. It doesn't really...
Yeah. Am I justified in believing that I have 3 hands?
Yeah, and the question's saying until you're proven wrong. That's the part that I'm...
Right. I'm not justified in believing I have 3 hands.
Whether you're proven wrong or not.
Right.
So that's where I think I'm landing neutral.
Right.
Yeah. That's a great example of language being used in very, very different ways and understanding.
How would you word the statement? If you were to reword this so that it's clearer.
Well, I don't understand the intention of until they're proven wrong. That's the part I struggle with, so I don't know if
And I think that's where burden of proof comes in. That this is demonstrating that shifting the burden of proof is bad reasoning. I think this is what this is.
Okay.
This is what this is trying to say.
So if that's the goal, I think I could come up with a way to write it that would be clearer. that would maybe say, is it okay for me to ask you to prove I'm wrong?
In order to be justified that what you're saying is not wrong.
Or true, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I think this language is already confusing enough. It'd be...
Yeah. Because see, what you said and this, they're pretty similar.
Yeah, they're flipped
From-
on their head
from
when
my-
you added what you added, yeah.
Yeah. Those two things are pretty similar to me because they're speaking about the same idea.
But that's the thing, yeah. This whole proving wrong thing, I mean, if the question said, should someone be open to being proven wrong? I'm not sure that's the sentiment they're going through or here.
No, I think that's different.
Okay.
I think that's a different question, I think.
It's the opposite question though, right?
I
That's what
think it's a different question. I think it explores something different.
Okay.
I think what this is exploring is, am I justified in making claims until it's demonstrated that those claims are not true by somebody else?
Okay.
And I would strongly disagree with that still. I strongly disagree that I'm justified in believing something is true until it's demonstrated that my belief is not true. Like, it's up to me to demonstrate that my claim is true. It's not up to you to demonstrate that my claim is not true.
Okay.
I could claim my mom can dunk 100 basketballs in a row.
Okay.
Am I justified in believing that until that is proven wrong? Or should you withhold your belief that that claim is true until I can demonstrate that that's true? Maybe I can reword. I'll reword this, and we'll see if maybe that helps. I had it and I lost it. It's okay for me to believe things that are not true until I'm shown that the beliefs are not true.
Okay.
Like, do you need good reasons to believe something is true? Or do you need reasons why it's not true in order for them to not be justified in believing it? I guess that'd be another way of putting it.
Yeah, so I mean, is the question asking, is it okay for us to believe what we believe until we find evidence that that's not the case?
Right. Or do we need, or are we not? I feel like I should not believe something until it's demonstrated to be true. Not automatically believe it until I'm shown why I shouldn't believe it.
Okay, so you think that then this goes back to an earlier question we had. That if I might, I'm gonna maybe this. Yeah, so for you, this is going back to, without an explanation for something, any answer is better than no answer. these two are linked for you, that it's any
Not sure.
answer being their answer is better than no answer. So someone's justified in that answer until someone comes along and shows, no, that answer's not right.
Right. I think I disagree with that.
You think you disagree with that?
If I understood what you just said correctly.
On a scale of 1 to 0.
For things that I don't have evidence for, I think it's better to withhold believing it until I have a demonstration or good evidence that supports the belief. I'm not going to believe something until it's shown that it's not true.
Okay. And that I can get behind.
Okay. I think that's what this is.
Okay.
I think that's what this is trying to get at.
Okay.
Yeah. Should you should you believe everything and until shown that it's not true, or should you withhold belief until there's a demonstration that it is true?
Now you've lost me again.
Cool.
But again, I think it's interesting that for some reason, this address, this experience of reality, sees this combination of words, and there's a blockage there. There's a blockage in allowing it, in understanding it, in processing it, in wanting to make a statement, agree or disagree. I went straight to neutral because, there's something in the way this is written that really rang out poorly with me, I think.
It's something that I think we can investigate more.
Yeah, I agree. I think that'd probably be a good use of time.
Yeah.
A good exercise.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
Yeah. I think it has the potential of being, if this was clear, I'm pretty confident that you'll understand where this is going.
Okay.
Yeah, I really do.
I wonder why there's such a blockage for me.
I think it's the until you prove me wrong.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Buddy.
I think I'm having
Yeah.
I'm gonna guttural.
You got to prove me wrong.
Right.
And that's exactly what this is getting at. No, I don't have to prove you wrong. You have to demonstrate that what you're saying is true.
Yeah, maybe it's the adversarial nature of this question that's like,
Yeah.
well, where's this coming from? I thought we were curious about each other. Yeah.
Yeah. If somebody says, I can fly across the Grand Canyon, I'm not justified in believing them because I don't have a demonstration of why that's true. It's not up to me to prove to them that they can't fly across the Grand Canyon for belief that claim is true is justified.
Yeah. That's a lot of masturbatory circulation of negativity, double negatives and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think my brain's working in that way right now.
Yeah. I would invite you to investigate, shift the logical fallacy of shifting the burden of proof. And I think that there are some better ways of demonstrating why that's bad reasoning. Yeah. Accepting something until it's shown that it's not true is bad reasoning.
Yeah.
And there's so many examples, and I can't think of any right now, but it's like, I keep going back to this one. My mom can dunk 100 basketballs. it's not up to you to prove that my mom can't. It's up to me to demonstrate that she can if I'm justified in holding that belief.
Yeah, and if that's what that question means or not, I'm confused about, obviously.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.